my gosh.
Not too.
Yes, what's going on, my people? It's CK from the Wild. Right now, I'm down here with my guy Harry, Crafted Exotics. Make sure you lot follow him. We're gonna put his Instagram up there. I've come down here because my guy's always telling me he's got some serious stuff. And I've come down here and I'm seeing some serious stuff. I've been here before. If you lot don't know, you know my guy Balmain. He's originally from man like Harry. So I've come down to see what he's done and more animals he's worked on as well. He's one part with my guy Josh. If you watch the video beforehand, you'll see my guy Josh. These both do bits and pieces together. So we're gonna see some other sides of the project. And yeah, as I said, these man, they're what do I call it? So we got Nutty Professor and Nuttier Professor. The monitor professors, yeah? So yeah, boom. Harry, I'm gonna leave it to you, my brother. Let's go and show me what we're working with right now. So where are we starting?
Caiman lizards.
Yeah? So
these
cool.
two here, this again is a shared project between me and Josh. These came in 4 or 5 months ago.
4 or 5 months ago?
Yeah.
So where they come from?
So they come from Peru.
Peru, yeah?
Yeah.
So these are South America?
Yeah, so they're from the Amazon.
Yeah?
But you can only import them from Peru. Oh, there we go. There we go.
LH.
So hopefully, we're hoping.
Cause they've got a bit of attitude, haven't
Yeah, they are. But they are
Yeah?
the best ones that I've ever seen come in. I've had some
What
before.
quality one?
Yeah, that was close.
Yo!
But yeah, quality-wise, these are by far the best ones. I've
Yeah?
ever
So
seen come in.
where's the attitude coming from? Like, how come they're...
Just, I haven't really... I've
You know, on
worked with them a
Instagram, you
bit.
always see these little cutie videos and stuff like that. But Donnie's all gaping.
What I think it is, personally, is a lot of them you see, they come in wild caught. And
Okay.
they're not in the best condition.
Yeah.
So, the thing
So are
is
these
that-
captive bred or these
No,
wild
so these
caught?
are wild caught,
Okay.
but they're, wild farmed.
All of that
Yeah,
jazz.
so,
we ain't even
they're
gonna
wild
get into
farmed.
that.
But
yeah?
because they're so healthy and
Yeah.
they're establishing themselves so quickly, I've wormed them already, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't usually
And
do until...
so worming, what is that, like a panicule?
Yeah, so I use Panicure, it's 1 mg per kg. So yeah, you just work out the weight.
And is that with all reptiles or is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all reptiles, and then with
So
these,
would you advise people with wild caught animals to do that?
yes, but only once they're established. So I usually wait 6 months because
Yeah.
the thing is with the Panicure is it strips the good and the bad bacteria from their stomach.
Okay.
So you have to wait for them to be established and healthy enough, because
But
otherwise it.
so say if you get something in wild caught now and it's got parasites and you're feeding it up, is it gonna put on weight still?
Yeah. But it's a double-edged sword. You don't want to leave it too long that the parasite takes over.
Okay,
So
cool.
you've got to work.
You've got to
it
know
out.
where you're sort of at.
I wouldn't recommend doing it yourself if you don't know what you're doing.
Yes,
Because
yes,
it can
yes,
be
yes.
lethal.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, take it to a vet.
Okay.
But we've done it so many times before that we know what the crack is with them.
Well, if anybody needs advice, can they message you?
Yeah.
So as you lot know,
Yeah,
look,
just on Instagram.
message him as well, because I'm saying to you, the knowledge that these men have with these monitors and these lizards and stuff like that is different. So yeah, I was gonna try and hold one, but I'm thinking the way
This one's
Donnie's
alright.
moving,
Look.
you know what I mean? Oh my days.
It's not actually that bad. That was
Yeah. Let me see. No, cuz.
Once
Is that
you got
what
older,
I'm doing?
it's alright. Once you got older, but the thing is with
yeah.
them is I used to work at a place that had a bigger one.
Okay,
And,
and was it worse?
it bit my finger and broke this finger because they eat snails in the
Now
wild.
he says, look,
No,
lucky
but that was when it was bigger.
I've moved my hand like
That was
that,
when
innit?
it's bigger, but because they've got when they
Yeah.
eat the snails in the wild,
They need to-
They've got really blunt teeth, which
Yeah.
you can't really see it in there, but they
Yeah.
use that to roll the snails around in their mouth.
Yeah.
and then it breaks the shell. So they need a lot of pressure, but that's why they're blunt. That's why it
Yeah.
hurts. So it doesn't cut, but it just hurts.
Yeah, bruv. The way she just done, with male or female, the way she just done me there, naughty. Don't do that again. don't do that again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what are these Caiman lizards?
Caiman lizards, yeah.
All right. So do they get like any different colours, any different morphs?
No. So they're both in shed currently at the minute,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. But that one is, I'm hoping, is the male, and that was the female. And when he sheds, his head is so much lighter.
Yeah.
So much redder, sorry, and the green is so much better on it.
I hope they can hear this on the mic as well. These men are they're not just, you get me, they're making noise as well.
But yeah, these are one of the dream species for me. I love these.
Yeah. So this you've wanted one of these for a long
Yeah,
time.
I've always had the plan in my head because they're obviously really aquatic.
Yeah.
To have a big open enclosure with a glass front.
Yeah.
And have fish and black diamond stingrays in there. And
With these?
Yeah, and hopefully, if I can get them at the time, fire river turtles. Be wicked.
This is what I'm saying. Now you're not messing about.
Yeah.
What's up with you? Can we move on anyway, bro? Yeah. Yeah. So cool, cuz. Yeah. So we done that one now. Yeah. So that's Caiman lizard. Yeah. Cobra lizard. That one. That's how he's moving anyway. Yeah. So we doing? Did you say the Papuan?
Yeah, Papuan python.
So this is not an olive python.
No. So they're called Papuan olive pythons. But
Yeah.
they're in their own family. It's Apodora.
Okay. So what is an olive python?
Lasius olivaceus, or I don't know how.
Yo, yeah, that olivation.
Yeah.
You get me?
But
Yo.
yeah, these are Apodora papuana, come from Papua New Guinea.
Yeah. So they're rare.
Yeah, pound for pound, probably the strongest snake.
Yeah.
They eat scrub pythons in the wild.
Okay.
Pitbull head.
Yo. All right. Cool. So we do. How big is it?
I'd guess around 11, 10, 11.
Shall we take her out of it?
Yeah, because she's a bit defensive.
Cool. Let's get her out and do this here. Yeah. Listen. All right, my bro. Cool. So this looks mad. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It looks crazy still. It looks a lot different to the olive python, as you're saying.
Completely different. Look at the bulldog head. The
definitely.
big bulldog head on it.
It's definitely got like a bowline sort of movement to it.
Well,
I can't like the head shape.
Papua New Guinea snake. Isn't
Okay,
it?
yeah. Cousins.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, flipping hell. Talk to me about this snake. Give me a bit of education because
So-
I'll be honest, I didn't know about these.
Yeah.
I thought it was an olive python.
Yeah, so these are Apodora papuana.
Yeah.
Papuan pythons, like you said earlier.
Are they endangered or anything at all?
The thing is with Papua New Guinea is it's so hard for people to get into and
Yeah.
understand
What's going on
there.
Yeah,
It's hard to say, but the likelihood is no,
yeah.
but we don't know.
You don't know. They
Yeah.
don't know exactly.
Yeah, she's a bit wriggly, as you can see.
Yeah.
So they naturally eat scrub pythons in the wild.
Yeah.
So pound for pound.
So this is a cannibalistic.
Yeah.
So-
and they'll eat each other. They're quite hard to breed in captivity. One of those reasons is because of that. They'll eat each other.
What, guaranteed?
Not guaranteed, but it happens quite often.
Okay.
So whenever you're pairing them, you can't really leave them alone.
So when you're pairing them, do they have to be proper fed up or is it still
Yeah.
a risk?
Even still, it can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things you have to be prepared to.
This is crazy, man.
to do.
So
but
okay, cool. So how it's moving, I thought this was an arboreal snake.
no.
So talk to me about it
Yeah.
now.
So she's technically a terrestrial snake. But
Yeah.
Most snakes, they're semi-arboreal because
Yeah.
even a royal python or anything like that, if you give them the height, they'll climb.
And when they climb, is it like what makes them arboreal? Is it not the tail or like what makes them arboreal? Just climbing.
Yeah, they'll just climb. They'll only climb if they have to because everything
Yeah.
to do with snakes is all to do with just ensuring that they don't use as much energy as possible. So even
Okay.
down to like when they wee, and everyone knows that with the urates, it's liquid.
Yeah.
It's solid. It's not liquid.
Yeah.
It's all to do with just keeping everything as minimal as possible.
Okay.
So they'll only climb when they have to, usually
Yeah.
to find something.
Yeah.
But if you give it to them in an enclosure,
They'll use it.
Of course
Yeah.
they will. Of
Yeah.
course they will.
Yeah. So how big do these get, bro?
So this is the thing. I've seen pictures in Indo of them around 15, 16 foot.
Okay.
But I don't know of any, I'm not saying there isn't, but I don't know of any in captivity of that size.
Yeah.
Most are around this size females, maybe a touch bigger than this.
Yeah.
I'd guess she's around probably 10, 11 foot.
And are you gonna look to breed or is this just a literal?
No, so this is a joint project with someone else, my mate
Yeah.
Gary. He technically owns this snake.
Okay.
But I've had it the whole time.
Yeah. So you're not doing like a co-ownership.
And he's got the male.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and put them together next
Well,
year.
yeah, because they can't live together, can they?
No, and we'll try and put them together next year and see what happens. But the thing that I love about these the most is throughout the day, I'll go in the enclosure and it will be dark like this, and then you'll have up here where it's like lighter and dark.
Yeah.
And then at sometimes in the day, it's completely like bright green. It's insane. And all through the day, there'll be different colours no matter what time you go in.
What,
it's like
the
a
snake?
chameleon. Yeah.
What they do?
So they fire up. They don't change colour, but they fire up.
What does that mean?
So their colours just change due to,
Yeah.
I don't really know what it's due to, but it's just probably like times in the day. Different heats, different humidities at all periods through the day.
And it does, and it changes, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. You can go in there and they got 3 different, it's quite a well-known thing with them that they got 3 different phases.
So what's the sort of price bracket, my bro?
When we bought these, we bought them for, I think, 1,800 quid for the pair.
1,800 quid for the pair,
But
yeah?
I would imagine there'd be more now because I can't remember the last time I seen for sale in the UK.
Okay.
But yeah, I only know of 8 or 9 maybe in the UK.
8 or 9, yeah?
Yeah,
And
something like that.
older ones or?
Yeah, they're all around the same. These were the last ones that I know of that came into the UK.
Okay.
Not saying that there isn't more since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, these were the last ones that I see come in. They got these from Crystal Palace. Reptiles.
Okay, yeah. So this coming in one of their shipments, yeah?
Yeah, it came in on the same shipment as the Bolans when I got the Bolans.
Balmain, yeah?
Yeah, Balmain.
Okay, so
yeah,
what, these come in at the same?
shipment, yeah, and they're
Okay.
only about that big.
Cool.
So they've grown a lot.
So how, like breeding wise now, do these ain't obviously live bearers?
No, so there's
how many eggs do you think like roughly in a clutch?
around 15, I'd say. A big female, maybe 20, 25. But there's someone that
Are the
recently-
babies cannibalistic? Like, would
I
you keep a
suppose so.
clutch together? Or
probably once they have their first shed,
Yeah.
then I'd separate them. 'Cause
Yeah.
obviously until they have their first shed, they still have the yolk inside of them.
Okay,
so
cool.
They're not going to be hungry. They're not going to want to eat.
yeah.
But breeding
Is that something that's not documented if the babies are cannibalistic, like they'll eat each other or?
because they've been bred so little in captivity, I don't think people
So
really know.
are they difficult to breed in captivity
Yeah.
because of the cannibalism, or is there
There's a lot of
temperature
factors.
stuff?
There's a lot of factors. Not
Okay.
many people have bred them. There was a clutch this year
Yeah.
in America.
Okay.
They were hatched. But yeah, they're...
So let's say a captive bred one. Say you breed this one.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you want for a baby roughly?
I'd guess around 1,200-1,400 quid, something like that.
Just for one, not a pair, yeah.
No, just for one.
Just for one, yeah?
Just because they've never been bred in the UK.
Colours are
There's
just
someone
mental,
else
bro.
has got an adult pair. Like you can see the iridescence.
Look
now.
at the iridescence popping.
Yeah.
Look at that. Like, oh my God. Can you pick that up on the camera? Oh my days. Nah, Harry, you're not messing about, bro.
They're wicked.
So
aren't they?
with like, obviously everybody can see the quality of the reptile in itself and how he's keeping it. You must be keeping it on point, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like,
so I haven't fed her. I wouldn't, unless you really know what you're doing. Like if you're a beginner, I wouldn't be not starving animals, but not feeding them as often.
as what people think.
But
Yeah?
I haven't fed her in probably 9-10 weeks.
9-10 weeks, yeah?
Yeah.
And she's just calm.
Yeah, she starts to tell me when she's hungry. She's getting a bit hungry now. Last
Yeah.
2 weeks, I'm going to leave it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But then yeah, she'll.
And
feed
why,
again.
why are you doing this? To basically like explain to me. I sort of have a rough idea, but just explain to the viewers why you do this.
They don't need it.
Okay,
Is
perfect.
the thing. Their metabolism's slow enough that they don't need it in captivity. They're so easy.
Do you
to
think
get
a lot of
overweight.
people that are in like having animals in captivity are getting the idea wrong with the snakes
Yeah,
and the food, like
100%.
feeding them every single
It's
week?
like I was saying to you earlier, my reticulated python, I haven't fed her in 4 months.
Yeah.
And she's...
And that's how she is.
Yeah, and
she's cool.
Yeah, she's a lot of... Not to call people out, but a lot of reticulated pythons are overweight.
But is that because obviously people want them to be massive?
Yeah,
slamming them?
and also they're not keeping them in big enclosures. So they're not being able to be active, they're not
So
being able to-
exercise to grow. So does that make a big difference? The amount of exercise the animal can
100%.
do is obviously just like us, is the more it can
100%.
grow.
Like you've obviously seen other people's retics.
Yeah.
But once we get her out, you'll see how physically fit she is and how ridiculously strong she is. It's a completely different ball.
Who's stronger, her or this?
If they were the
Papuan?
same size, this
Yeah.
Papuan. But
Okay.
obviously, bearing in mind
Yeah.
how much bigger she is,
Yeah.
she's a lot stronger. But
Bruv, the colours are mad.
yeah, you can see the...
Yo. The colours are mad, bruv. Take it actually in, my people, bruv. Yeah? Like, actually take it in. Yeah? Look at the length. Look at the length, my people. Like,
she's one of those ones that when she coils up, she looks tiny.
look at that. You seeing that, yeah? Yo, cuz, you lot better get yourself down to crafted exotics, you know what I mean? Yes, bruv. So what else you got to show us? Because this, I'm not gonna lie, showstopper. Decent.
So much better.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, so much better.
Come on, H, tell me what else we got in stock for them.
So we've got Varanus celebensis.
Varanus celebensis. Yeah?
Celebensis Asian water monitor.
So this is an Asian water monitor, yeah?
Yeah, but a smaller locality.
So it's hiding right now, isn't it?
Yeah, so he'll be hiding. Just if he runs that way, someone grab it.
Well, yeah, you be ready. Oh my gosh!
Oh, that hurt.
Oh my gosh!
Not too.
Oh my gosh! My brothers, what is this, like a black dragon?
What do you mean?
The black dragons move like this?
Yeah. Yeah. They're not tame then, yeah.
Yes, my people. Okay, so it went mad. We tried to get the Celebensis.
Yeah, Celebensis.
We tried to get the Celebensis out, and obviously he wasn't playing ball today. So my guy Harry got hit up. He took it for the team. Give us an explanation now. of why you like Celebensis, cuz.
Well, starters, look at it.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
look at
yeah.
my fingers, just look at the animal.
Yeah,
Look how pretty it is, how stunning the yellow and everything is in it.
Yeah.
I've always had an affinity with Asian water monitors. I've looked after my good friend Ethan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately doesn't keep anymore. But me and him used to keep and raise loads of monitors. I had an Asian water monitor with him that was 8'2" when he died. He was unreal. At the time when he was 8'2", he was in a 16 by 6 by 6, which is obviously a big enclosure. Yeah. But even still, at that size, it was nowhere near big enough. So I said to myself, because of that, once he died, I'm never going to keep them again until I can give something like a 20 by 40, something like that, something huge that I'll feel comfortable enough keeping them in. Yeah. But I've always liked them, and then I've always liked the idea of Celebensis, and then when I see some Celebensis come up, as they stay smaller, they only get about 4, maybe 5 foot maximum, that I thought it's perfect to go for them.
Are they difficult to breed?
No one's really tried it in the UK, but...
Is that because of space?
Not even that, there's just not been many about. But I think once they start going, then no. And I think they're really gonna start taking over anything like that.
So what's the Latin name for this?
So this is Varanus salvata celebensis.
So what is the scientific name for a black dragon?
Varanus, well, you've got different localities, but the real black dragons is Varanus caimani.
Okay.
Well, Varanus salvata caimani.
Okay, and then
they're the smaller ones.
Okay.
But then you've got the bigger ones like the Javans and stuff like that, which get bigger, like 8 foot.
Yeah.
But
have they been hybrid or?
No. Yeah. They're just melanistic rather than the actual species being.
Okay. I understand. So there's 2 types of black dragons.
Yeah.
Do people know this? I don't know. Do people know this? Because this is big stuff right now. Just give them an explanation one more time. So there's an original black dragon.
So the caimani, which
that's got no melanin. That is high melanin because it's
black. They're almost blue. They're insane.
Okay.
And they stay smaller. So they're the better option. They're the more expensive, but they're the better option.
And where do you how do people advertise them?
Some people have got them breeding. Well, there's a few people that have got them trying to breed them in the UK, but there's a woman over in Holland, Renske Logman, who breeds them. So if you want to get hold of any,
And how big do they get then?
A male, probably 5 foot, similar size to these.
Similar size to these, yeah? Okay, cool. So for everybody that didn't know that, there's actually 2 black dragons then, innit, yeah? So right now, how old would you say this one is?
When he came in, he was probably about that big, and he's been with me since Christmas Eve. He was about that big, so it's now what, August, and you can see how much he's grown. Already.
Yeah. You're pretty mad, man. I'll be honest, like you, man. I've been talking to you lot about these monitors and stuff like this. So to actually see one and get hands on, obviously you got hands on today. You get hands on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He got on it with you.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate and I can see why you lot have compassion to it, because I say it like this. Obviously, don't take offense to this, but ball pythons are boring.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they're just sitting there doing piss all,
nothing.
just clapping off bare munch. This here, I can obviously, we're getting into stuff, but we can eventually get somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, do you know what I'm saying? You can eventually get somewhere and do things, not do things, but do you know what I'm saying? It's a bit more interactive.
Things haven't been done with these is because of their size and how much it costs to keep them.
So
if they were at a similar price point of keeping them in size as something like a Royal Python, there would be thousands and thousands of morphs of them. But it's because you can keep so many Royal Pythons in such a small space.
Yes. But this is the thing, that's good, but it doesn't take the fact that they're boring as fuck. Beat that. You know what I'm saying?
I would much rather have this than 100 grand's worth of.
Definitely. But obviously, if you're keeping your fingers and all of them things.
Well, usually I don't touch him. Usually I just tongue feed him. But I thought for the video we get him out.
Listen, you lot get an exclusive, Celebensis wrap up. So what else we got, cuz? Talk to me. So these, they've never been bred in the UK yet?
No, never been bred.
Okay. So that's what you're looking to start doing, yeah?
Yeah.
And who else are working on these right now?
So there's Alan Woods.
Alan Woods, yeah.
I believe he's got 3 animals.
Okay. And what, does he know what they are, sex-wise?
Yeah, I think he's got, I'm not 100% what he's got, but he's definitely got at least a pair.
Dropped a bit.
That's all right, he'll find that later on. And then there's one other guy, you've done a video of him, I can't remember his name.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got a
my
female.
guy, bruv.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
yes.
got a
MJ.
Yeah, MJ.
Yeah, he's got a female.
I've tried to buy it off him a lot of times and he wouldn't.
Hey, MJ, free up the goods, bro. Free up the goods, MJ, bro.
But yeah,
So what, couldn't you not do like a joint pairing or something, comes up to something, or is it too dangerous?
Well, I just wouldn't want the responsibility because I know a lot of people that have done that sort of thing.
And it's gone wrong.
And then they've died and then it just ends up being a whole big thing that it doesn't need to be. So I'd rather just source my own female.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. That's smart. But he won't sell his female.
No, but you can see there, you see on the tail base, you can see he's definitely a male.
And why is that?
Because you can see the hemipenal bulge.
Okay. Yo, he's on it.
Yeah.
He's on it.
Maybe once a week, maybe every 5 days, something like that.
Yeah.
He gets a varied diet of mainly fish, insects and birds.
What would they be eating in the wild?
So they eat a lot of, I actually saw an interesting video the other day. They eat a lot of shore crabs.
Crabs, yeah?
A lot of shore crabs in the wild.
Do we get any crabs here?
Yeah, so I've started sourcing some shore crabs. I've got some coming next week. With the shell, it's a really good source of calcium.
Do you think, well, that's what I was about to say, do you think when you start feeding him the crabs and stuff like that, do you think the peaches might come out more and stuff, or do you think that's just how it is?
He gets calcium that dusted on his food anyway. Not today, not with this fish.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work that well.
Yeah.
So not really, but I'm just more worried about him getting a good amount of calcium to stop him getting MBD, basically.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So these can suffer with it as well.
Yeah, really badly.
So they need a lot of UV.
Yeah, a lot of UV. It's
and
a 12% Arcadia T5.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, they come from.
So what, Arcadia thing, yeah?
Yeah,
Arcadia. Arcadia, bro. So you're getting shout outs on my thing now, yeah? Sponsor up the Ras Club thing, yeah? Because come on, was it T5 in it?
Yeah.
12% in it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, let's get back into it. But yeah, go on.
So they're from all around Indo, Papua New Guinea, places like that. There's loads of different localities. I'm not.
Do they look different?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on what locality this one is.
Yeah.
But because there's so few in the UK at the minute anyway, I'm not fussed about pairing up.
Do they have a good market in the UK?
Yeah.
What people want these?
Yeah, people really want them. Really,
serious?
Yeah, really want them because how pretty they are. They're a bit more flighty, so it's not one to be handling. Some of them do get tame, but not really tame. But they don't get too big either. So he's probably around 3 foot. He might get 5 foot, but his body would probably only come to around here. So they're not that big at all. They're really active species, really good to look at. You can keep them in lots of big enclosures with different stuff in there, and they're always moving about. A great species.
No, that's wicked, man. Nah, bro. Now you just bust me with one of these ones. Still, just seeing it now.
He's getting full now.
So when he takes a little breath and stuff like that,
you can see.
He's bulging.
So that ventricle line there, that means that they're full. And if you ever see a monitor that hasn't got their ventricle line when they haven't eaten, you know that they're overweight.
Listen, hear that again. These are too much gems for you lot. I'm saying it again. So one more time, ventricle line.
Ventricle line. So you
ventricle
can see
line,
that crease ever so slightly just there.
So if their monitor hasn't got this and it hasn't eaten,
you know it's too fat.
So it's too fat, yeah? And that's classified, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So my people, go to your enclosures and look for your ventricle line. If you now see a ventricle line, calm down with a munch, innit? Do you get what? Is that the right thing?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Calm down with a munch.
Yeah.
And when you start seeing the ventricle line, give it a little munch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, bruv. Now come on. So this is peach throat.
Yeah.
So what else? What else we got up in there, cuz?
Rhino iguanas, pair of rhino iguanas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that now.
Let's get one of them out.
Yeah, we'll do the male.
The pair might be a handful. All right then, Harry, talk to me. What have we got here?
So this is my male rhino iguana. He's actually sold. He was in here. I've had a pair of Corey Patterson, really good Cyclora breeder. Bought them 2 odd years ago, but they just really aren't compatible. So I've sold him to a good friend of mine, Gary, who part owns the Papuans, and I'm going to find another male to go with a female, and then she'll end up back in here. I've had to separate them. They were fighting too much.
Too much, yeah?
Yeah, and she just wasn't.
Is he a bit flighty?
Yeah, he's all right once he's in the viv, but once he comes out, he's a bit flighty. But he was just way too food aggressive. She wasn't eating, so unfortunately I had to split them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, rhino iguanas, the dogs of the reptile world.
So do people like these as well?
They're probably the tamest reptile there is.
So H, what have we got here, my bro?
So this is a wild type reticulated python.
Wild type?
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
They naturally occurring. They look like in the wild.
This is what they're gonna look like in the wild. So all of like, I've got a retic at home. It looks a lot different to this. So that's.
So yeah, this is what they'd naturally. So this is it's a reticulated pattern.
Okay.
So that's where the name comes from.
Yeah. And obviously now captive breeding has changed the pattern.
Yeah. Just like any of the other genetically morphs.
So how big is she?
I'd guess somewhere between 15 and 16 foot, something like that. I got her in 5 days old. I got her in 2017. You can see she's just had a meal. She's full. She's about to do a poo. Usually she has a nice slow ingress into her tail.
Yeah.
And that shows good body weight. Obviously at the minute it looks a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Because of the poo that's in there, but that's where they get a lot of fatty deposits. But so it looks bigger, but usually she has a nice.
She's nice and slender.
Yeah.
So
she's a good weight for.
Does she climb?
Yes, she's in an 8x4x6, which is getting a bit tight for her now.
Yeah.
Hopefully get an upgrade for her soon when we move out. But yeah, she uses it all the time. All the time she's climbing.
And what, she sits on perches and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
so I give her some background heat on the floor.
Yeah.
But I intentionally put her basking spot up higher up so it forces her to climb, to use her muscles. And she's just, unlike most other retics that I've seen in this country that I've actually handled myself, like I say before, most of them end up being overweight because they haven't got the height to climb.
Yeah.
So she's a real workout to handle, basically.
Look at the actual size of her. And how often do you feed her again?
Every 4 months.
Every 4 months?
Yeah.
So what, is that like 3 times a year then?
Yeah, she gets about 8 to 10 kilos of rabbits.
How many rabbits is it in a meal?
About 2.
2, and then that will last her all that time?
And she'll go straight into shed, she'll do a poo, and then, she'll be good for a couple of months, and then when she starts telling me she's hungry again.
So what's the signs?
So you can just tell once you open the door, they get into feed mode. You can tell that they want to be fed.
Okay, cool. So you just basically just follow the animal basically.
Yeah.
Look at the way it's just.
Yeah, so you can see that how good they are at climbing. Naturally.
So are they called semi-arboreal?
No, they actually are arboreal.
Oh, so they're
But once they get so big, the likelihood of finding them up in the trees because of the branches that support them is unlikely, but they still will if they can.
Go up?
Yeah.
So they're actually arboreal, yeah? And she's big. She is absolutely big. Let's stretch her out. Obviously, if it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, go on. Do you want head end or poo end?
I'll take the poo end, you know what I mean? I'll take the poo end, innit? Listen, my people. Obviously, as you lot know, she wants to use the toilet right now. Look at the length of that. Bruv. As I told you lot, we're coming with the exclusive content now, you get me, yeah? As I'm down there at Crafted Exotics, make sure you like, comment and subscribe because this thing here is massive. Harry, my bro, thank you for having me. Everybody, look out for the next one. Let's go.